Welcome back to Cry, Laugh, Eat, making friends with your emotions. It's great to have you with us, and we have special music today. It's an old Australian folk song, and why would we be playing that? Well, something very special happened for Ruth yesterday. Tell us all about it, Ruth.
G'day. My name's Ruth. Yesterday I became an Australian citizen.
Yay! A very special occasion.
It was amazing. I went to the Home of the Arts Centre on the Gold Coast, and with almost 400 other people from 53 different nations.
Wow.
Makes me feel emotional now. We became Australian citizens, and it was just a fun ceremony, actually with lots of surprises. I wasn't expecting to feel like that.
Can you share with us one of the surprises you felt yesterday?
I think just the sheer number of different nationalities represented really surprised me. And you're from all walks of life, all different ages. And isn't that wonderful that they all want to be, along with me, an Australian citizen, that we actually pledged to defend this country, to live by the laws and to do our best to contribute to Australian society. So it was just lovely. I guess I'm surprised too because I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be a lot more formal, but typically Australian, it was fun and formal. It was just amazing.
Well, welcome to being a true blue Australian. Nothing like it. Good on you.
That sort of leads into our emotion for today. We're looking at the emotion surprise, and we've taken one statement from our book called Making Friends with Your Emotions, and we're going to explore that today. This is what surprise says in our book. It says, quote, "I'm the one who lights your curiosity." I think that's quite interesting about surprise. I'm the one who lights your curiosity. Now, the interesting thing, as you know, or may not know, so I'll explain it, is that every emotion is here to alert us to something. Well, surprise, of course, no surprise at all, it alerts us when something unexpected or novel happens. So when something unexpected or novel happens, you experience the emotion surprise. So what might some of these unexpected things be, Helen?
It might be things like you get unexpected news or
yes.
information that you didn't know about.
Yeah, it could be positive or negative.
That's right. Yeah. Sudden changes happen to your plans that
I
you
thought you were
have.
going to say your body.
Oh, yeah, that. As you get older, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sudden changes to your plans can be a big surprise, or your circumstances. Sometimes they can be wonderful surprises, sometimes not so wonderful. Sometimes we might discover a hidden truth, which is great.
That sounds interesting. Like what?
Well, that's a really good question.
A hidden truth.
Well, maybe you learned something about yourself that you didn't know.
That is wonderful. In fact, I think it encompasses all education because when you're learning,
Yes.
and particularly when you're learning things that are true, as in scientific facts and things like that, that's all part of surprise because it's new to you, it's unexpected. Isn't it exciting, this emotion surprise?
It is. You might also discover a hidden secret that may be pleasant.
Yes, when you go to family funerals. I learned a lot of things at some of our family funerals. Yes, I better not say any more in case my family are listening.
You may be caught off guard by an event or a situation.
Or something somebody says
Yes.
or texts to you.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Then you may receive an unexpected gift, which can be a lovely surprise, or an unexpected opportunity that may come your way that you weren't expecting that can be really great.
Oh, I just thought of one. We just received an email from an organisation, Girls in Business, and they want us to present a workshop for them, for all the other women in business.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And that was a lovely surprise.
It was a lovely
We
surprise.
weren't expecting that.
And a great opportunity. You may experience an unexpected act of kindness, or on the opposite side, an unexpected act of meanness might come your way, and that's a surprise as well. Maybe you have a surprise of being reunited with a loved one. They surprise you on the doorstep. I've had that happen, which is wonderful. And sometimes we have an unexpected success that we weren't really expecting, or the opposite, an unexpected failure, a loss, or something that doesn't go how you thought it would go.
So how do you deal with unexpected events or things that people say or do? How do we deal with the unexpected? We're going to look at that. And how do you react or respond, in other words, to surprises? Helen, you've got some great thoughts to share about that.
Well, it depends on the surprise, and it depends on us as well. But you can know when you're experiencing surprise when you're thinking thoughts like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Or, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. Yes, either ways. And that's a common thought, isn't it?
It is. You might say, wow, I didn't see that coming. Something catches you off guard. I've asked myself this one before, like, how did I not know this before? How have I lived this long and not known that? Or after something happens, you might go, whoa, that was a shock.
Yes.
Or your thoughts might be, this changes everything. That can be for the positive. It's like, this changes everything, or this changes everything.
And sometimes in those thoughts, we don't really identify or relate those thoughts to the emotion surprise. And the reason for that is because surprise is a very quick and sudden emotion, and it always precedes another emotion. So, for example, if it's an exciting one, like this changes everything, you know, you've had the surprise, you immediately go into other feelings like perhaps excitement or happiness. Or joy or love or all these other feelings. Surprise lasts a split second, basically, and then it actually paves the way. It's like a wake-up, a mental wake-up call for something else. And if it was a negative thing or an unhealthy thing,
It might be, this changes everything.
Exactly. Oh, you did that really well, Phoebe. Yes. So it might be that way. And then there could be a number of emotions that you feel immediately as you say that, even as you're speaking it. Could be deep sadness. It could be worry or anxiety or stress or
Hurt.
any one of those things. Yes, hurt.
Anger. Yeah.
Anger, yes. So surprise is short-lived. It's super quick. And it paves the way to many other emotions. And we want to look at one element of surprise today, and that is curiosity. Surprise, as we said at the beginning, is the one that lights your curiosity. So how are surprise and curiosity related?
Surprise is that unexpected event, and curiosity is the questions you may think in your mind about how am I going to respond or move through this unexpected event.
Great, because curiosity actually drives us to look for answers or to learn more about something. It leads us because we want to understand what happened as humans. So curiosity can be several things actually in relation to surprise.
It can be an opportunity to learn.
Definitely.
To problem solve, because your curiosity, you're wanting to learn something and you're open. You let yourself be open to explore something, so that can help you then determine what you want to do.
Definitely. And we're talking about how surprise lights your curiosity, but Helen just raised a really important point, and it's actually the second half of that sentence, I'm the one who lights your curiosity, in our book. The other half of the sentence Helen's just shared with you is, quote, and opens the door of your mind to newness. I really love that. The fact that it does open the door to new ways of seeing things, new things to learn, not always pleasant either, but it does open the door, doesn't it?
Yes. When it comes to curiosity, I was thinking about last week's 3 words we gave you, which were name, reframe and claim. And I would just want to focus on the word reframe for a moment, because curiosity can help you reframe a situation if you allow curiosity to come. With curiosity, you'll be open and willing to look and see the situation and what you can learn and perhaps how you can see it a little differently. I just want to share how we can often have a surprise where we don't like it. We don't like what's happened in this surprise, and it's a big life event, or that surprise is about someone and it hasn't revealed something nice about them. There was a period in my life where I didn't use curiosity, and this is why I'm sharing it, because I believe it's so important, because I know what it's like to not have curiosity, and I stayed stuck in the surprise. So I learnt something about someone I cared about dearly, and it brought a lot of hurt, but because it was such a surprise, I didn't actually know what to do with it, and I stayed stuck in the surprise. And when I didn't embrace curiosity to think about what am I feeling here, and why is this hurting, and what don't I like about what they've said and done, instead I shut down, I closed up and I withdrew and took that very inward, which meant the circumstances would just continue because I wasn't doing anything about them. The consequences of me not being curious were that I wasn't thinking about my values, letting someone else stomp all over them. I kind of hoped it would go away, and I had this distorted view that the kinder I was, the more it'll all work out. But it doesn't work like that. That wasn't healthy. Curiosity would have helped me. So years later, in a totally different situation, again, I had a surprise. It wasn't a pleasant one, and there was some hurt attached to it. But this time, knowing a whole lot better, I actually embraced curiosity, and I went away and thought, and this is where I think reframe came in, because my thoughts helped me reframe the situation. I was able to think about, what am I feeling? Why am I so hurt? Why do I feel angry about this? What do I need the other person to know about this? And how can I share that with them and still be me? Be strong and calm, and not express it in a weak way, and not just express it in anger where I could be ignored. And curiosity led me to be able to truly say what I felt. It was assertive, it was strong, it was clear, and I felt good. And it didn't matter what happened after that, because I'd had expressed myself. But it actually made the whole relationship a whole lot better. Curiosity is so important, so we don't stay stuck. We can learn and grow and be ourselves.
Because, like you say, not all surprises are pleasant. And when something unpleasant surprises you, the unexpected or the shocking happens, then one of the greatest responses you can make is to respond with a curiosity that causes you to question, what on earth happened? Because you need to understand and make sense of it. As you were speaking, I was thinking about unpleasant surprises, and I can't really remember them happening in my life, but there's one I think that was a shock to the entire world, and I want to make mention of it because the anniversary of it comes up soon, and that was 9/11. I don't know if you remember where you were.
I do.
Do you? Yes. And I think all of you out there will never forget that day when that happened. It was such a shock, an absolute shock. And curiosity at that stage, once you get over that shock, it's part of our natural survival instinct then to try and make sense of what's happening. For anything that's unpleasant or unusual or unexpected or shocking information. And that's curiosity at play. You don't understand. You're asking questions. Why? Why did this happen? And you're learning, and that's all part of the healing as well. As a response to surprise, curiosity has a lot of power, I think, to make a difference, to move on from whatever it is that's been terribly unpleasant. I think too, surprise triggers curiosity. They're very closely interrelated and they influence each other. Would you agree?
Yes, they definitely do.
And how we perceive and react to things that are happening around us. For example, as a trigger, if you hear an unfamiliar sound, I remember one night in my room I heard something and I couldn't tell whether it was a gunshot or a tyre burst or whatever. But in the middle of the night, you think the worst things. That's fear creeping in, and my stories. But the surprise creates a curiosity. It triggers curiosity because the first thing you think is, what was that? It leads you to ask questions. And another example of how surprise can trigger curiosity is if someone shares something with you and it's unexpected. It can actually stimulate further investigation. And I'll give you a great example of that. To the listeners, Helen Thane and I, sometimes when we travel in the car somewhere, we have some very interesting conversations. And I remember we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago and we were talking about these little birds. They're called miners. They remind me of one of my grandchildren. They are just so hyperactive and they make lots of noise. They fly and they are terribly cute. And Thane mentioned the miners to me and he shared some information and I was really surprised. It was unexpected. I thought, that's amazing. And then I thought, I need to know a little bit more. So curiosity, surprise triggers curiosity. And I went straight onto my phone and I Googled miners and it came up and I was able to share some more information. So all of us were learning just from that simple, unexpected piece of information. And as a good thing, surprise can trigger learning and opening your mind up to new things. Surprise and curiosity can enhance each other. They work, like I said, they work together, but a surprise sparks the curiosity, I think, which when I think about our conversations in the car, Helen, it makes us more engaged and interested in our surroundings.
So to wind up our episode today, next time you experience something unexpected,
sorry,
Ruth was just singing.
I
wasn't expecting that.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. You keep doing it while I talk. It'll relax me. While Ruth hums, I wasn't expecting that in the background. I'm going to invite you. I'm not sure if that's humming. I'm going to invite you that when that unexpected thing happens, see if you can be curious and allow yourself to ask yourself questions. Ask it about the situation, ask it about the way that you're feeling, and just see where curiosity takes you. Perhaps you can ask the other person questions. Curiosity can be a powerful tool that opens your mind up to see new things.
And hopefully you'll start to see the emotion surprise as a great friend and actually an exciting friend.
Yeah, so be excited with curiosity and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. We have special music today. It's an old Australian folk song. It's an old Australian folk song. It's
getting older by the minute, Helen.
Blooper. Yeah, last week we spoke of name, reframing. I said it again. Name. Last week we Thanks for those actions over there, Ruth. They really have. We're going to get through this section eventually.